Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric, and I got a thank you back from that Lex text. So I'm
Okay, good.
yeah,
Nailed it.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. That's always good when the person says thank you on the other side.
Yeah.
Unless you told them bad news and they're thanking you that you gave them the bad. Well, no, it's not. If they say thank you, it's generally a good interaction.
Well,
Welcome to Just Cool Enough, the show. Hey, we're here without Ike.
It was just thanks. So I don't. So there wasn't a
Oh,
full thank you. So I think everything's ruined. Everything's ruined, and I'm gonna give up on life.
Well, it's so funny because you can totally overanalyze any Facebook or text message
No. This is like I can overanalyze every goddamn thing. Like so much. I have such like so much of my life is spent overanalyzing old things. And it was funny, I was talking to my improv team last night, and the idea of memory came up because we were talking about, there was this piece on NPR that a bunch of them heard about, the idea of how personality is a made-up concept. Like there's no real such thing as, we just like perceive it as personality. And the idea that memories aren't memories, that every time you remember something, you just corrupt it because it's not actually what happened. So you're corrupting it every time you remember it. And at your core, there's like in what is it, Inside Out, there are like core memories inside you that like sort of drive you as a person that are totally corrupted from what actually happened. They're just how you remember them.
See, your brain is such a terrible way to store memories. It's scientifically proven that your brain sucks at memories. I know that about science. I know at least that much. I'm no Neil deGrasse Tyson about the brain, but I know not to trust it. I know it plays tricks on you. When you look back at something and you say it's corrupted, what do you mean by that?
I mean, because anytime you go back and think about like what you did, like if you think about, last month I went to the store and bought this, but you're not actually remembering it. You're like reconstructing it in your head of what it is. So it's always different from what it actually is. It's never like a snapshot of what happened. It's your brain like grabbing little, it's like, it's kind of, if it were like a computer, it's re-rendering it. It's like playing, like it's like a re-render of all these. It's like, okay, these are the assets, and we'll just kind of re-render it, fill in these gaps here where we can't remember all the details, and bam. And it's never exactly what it was.
I can actually, like, I think back of times that are like core memories using the Disney thing. And it's like, oh yeah, I was like 127 miles an hour. And then I'm like, wait, was it 37? I'm like, maybe I'm embellishing it now. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, God, maybe it was just like 120. Wait, what gear was it? Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Anyway, Eric, how was your week? How are you doing personally?
I mean, great, and also filled with all the anxiety in the world, but also excited and happy. And I'm in a weird place right now where I'm kind of happy, but also I don't know.
Stop with the happy. This doesn't work. Everyone knows that comedy comes from a dark place. You can't have happy comedy.
Well, it's fine. They just announced, I mean, not publicly, but towards the people on it. The Nerdist school does sketch teams. I'm on one of the house improv teams, but I'd never been on one of the sketch teams. And I submitted this time around because my old sketch team finally decided to break apart. So I had the free time to do it. No, this was like this was like in December where I was like, come on, just break up already. But they finally, like, and it did. And it just took this long for them to add new teams. And I submitted. And I was like super anxious about it. Like I was like, I can submit it as a writer, that's no problem. But it's like you just submit a couple of sketches. And then as an actor, they want you to film like just a shitty like 3-minute video of you doing characters. So I was like, I don't really do characters. I don't know. So I didn't end up doing it because I let my anxiety get the worst of me. So I just submitted.
You didn't do any characters?
No, I just submitted as a writer. And then literally like 2 hours ago, Ptolemy Slocum, who is used to be my coach for my improv team and runs the school, he texts me. He's like, "Yo, Ptolemy, you an actor or what?" And the question mark. And then I was like, I was about to text back, and then he just called me, and he was like, "What's your deal? You an actor or what?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Then why didn't you submit?" I was like, and then I like explained. I was like, you know, I don't have characters and stuff like that, and I want to work on my own, blah 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 blah. He's like, okay, would you act? And I was like, yeah, I was act. Good, I'll make you an actor and a writer.
Dude, that's so great, man. If you just had just like this much more, it's like an inch of self-confidence.
I mean, that's my. I mean, that was we did after the last round of auditions for improv teams. My team got stuck together. We were fine. No changes, and that was great. But they do like personal notes, and my biggest one was he was like, just stop being patient. Be more confident and be kind of a dick. Like he's like, Kobe Bryant, like be more Kobe.
The Kobe Bryant of comedy. Could you imagine? He just every time somebody's trying to make a punchline, he just goes in there and just like, no, this is my punchline. This is my punchline. Does anybody like? I'm sure you've ran into people like that. They're like show stealers.
Well, not in the like the show stealer way, but just kind of like the sort of like I brought up Muhammad Ali because I understand that reference a little
because
more.
He died recently and everybody thinks they loved him.
Well, no, it's just because Muhammad Ali would like because
sting like a butterfly and fly like a bee.
Before, like they always do press conferences before boxing matches, and it's a lot of times it's like I'll fucking kill you, I'll eat your baby or whatever like that. But Muhammad Ali, for the most part, was like, fuck you, I'm better than you, I will knock your ass out in the 5th round. Like he would be like, I'm going to destroy this man by the 5th round. And then he would go and destroy that man by the 5th round. He's like, I don't care if he's better trained than me, if he's technically a better boxer than me, I'm going to fucking destroy him by the time, I will knock him the fuck out. And
so are you the Muhammad Ali of comedy?
No, he said, be more like that. Like,
okay. I thought you were trying to say
like,
that's.
Yeah, he's like, be more of a dick. Like, just be less, patient, be less, all that stuff. Because patience is good in improv and being like, oh, I don't want to, take up too much time, or I'll let them figure this shit out. I don't want to like jump in on that. But he's like, do less of that. Fucking just go for it.
You and I are totally opposite when it comes to that because where you're a little bit reserved, I'm a little bit too much. And I don't know if you've listened to 336 episodes of the show, you may have picked up on something like that. But I don't know if it comes off in the show because I let you be the big banana here. At least I learned to let you be the big banana.
Yeah, it's a very different, like my personality on this show is very different than my actual real life personality, or even when like we're not streaming, like when we're not live, I change a lot more.
No, that's not true. That's you're the same person. You're just louder right now.
Yeah, I'm more verbose and bombastic when I'm doing this, but that's on this podcast because I remember somebody listened to me. I did a guest spot on Mike Schramm's podcast a couple of years ago, and people were like, "Oh, you're very different when you're not on Just Cool Enough." I was like, "Yeah, I'm respectful, and
Right? Yeah. Well, it's not like you can go on somebody else's show and be like, "Hey, I'm Eric. I'm going to talk the whole time." Like when I've been on the Top Dead Center podcast, and I hope to get on it as soon as I can. Again, I've been missing those guys over there. Go check out their show. It's a car show. Erickson. Oh, by the way, join the live chat room. We do a live show each week here, 6:30 Eastern time, whatever it is your time. And we have a live chat room. We have people in there talking right now. In fact, Brady was like, hey, Joe, you pronounced jife wrong. So that's how I'm going to pronounce it now. Now the word is jife. It's neither right or wrong. It's just different.
GIF or GIF? You mean graphical interface file?
No. Okay, I have a really good plug, and I'm going to do it at the end of the show about why everybody should just shut the hell up about this damn thing. Yeah. But yeah, guys,
who gives a fuck? It's a made-up word. Who literally gives a fuck? I know.
Apparently,
I'm gonna say GIF because that's how I want to say it. But that's like. I mean, that's like going, no, fuck you, England. It's color. It's color, and there's no U there.
It's Kolar with an O and stuff. Don't worry about it.
It's Laura Cross, not Lara. I'll fucking knife a bitch.
You ever hear anybody call it Mario, like Mario Kart or Super Mario Brothers?
People fucking. It's not like I don't. It's like when someone's like, oh man, you want to play some Mario? And I'm like, I literally have no idea what you were referencing right now.
I feel Like, so no, that's actually happened before. I'm like, what is Mario? Like something I don't know. I'm like, they're like, what do you mean Mario? I'm like, is that like Mario? And they were actually talking about Super Smash Brothers, and they were calling it Mario. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh, yeah, I mean, in that case, yeah, that's like saying, hey, want to play Sonic? And then he's talking about like Super Smash Brothers Melee or whatever.
It's not even the same game. And
yeah.
It was actually, yeah. Anyway, you could join the live chat room each week here at 6:30 Eastern Time. JustCoolEnough.com/live. Our live chat room is provided by the esteemed Todd over at Alpha Geek Media. Go check out alphageekmedia.com, .tv, .everything, and go check out some of their great shows over there. I listen to Tom Merritt's show every damn day because it's so damn good. And in fact, that's my favorite source of tech news, so go check it out. Also, Show X is over there. If you liked the Octal and Hordak show back in the day, like 10 years ago now, you can go check out Show X, which is put on over there by the VTW crew. That's a plug out of the way. Hey, I want to talk about my week a little bit. So, so what happened this week in Joe Carioti's life has been absolutely crazy. So, been doing my normal job at my normal company, and I own all these other companies and things like that. And just when it rains, it pours. You've heard this saying before, and it just never. So within the course of a week, I went from being as far as like things to do for my other things to so freaking busy that I'm like struggling to put sleep into my life, and it has been so awesome. I've been having such a good time. Just fell into some really good stuff, and man, when like I said, when it rains, it pours. Why can't I'm trying to keep this going. So you're having a good time. I'm having a good time. Ike's on vacation. What I'm telling people is the people need to send in ideas. They need to send in ideas because our lives are going too damn good right now. And is it too damn well? But if you have
Superman does good. You do well.
Wow. Now I can remember that.
Yeah.
Now if I can only get all my theirs in the right order. Send in some ideas that you have if you wanted us to talk about anything specific, because when life's good, it's hard to come up with great topics, which is why today we're going to talk about a little bit later. We're going to talk about scars, emotional and physical. So I think that should be pretty interesting because it came out of like nowhere when I asked about it. So
well, we were like. He asked me, what should we talk about? And then last night I was at my improv team did a show, and we just started talking about face scars because one of the guys, Dwayne, has like a fairly visible, I mean, kind of a light but visible when you're up close. And he was like, oh yeah, I grew up in South Central and I was robbed once, and a guy, and I got cut, and I was like, oh fuck. And then like I was like, yeah, I got one here, and then we started talking. And then like one of the guys told a story about how when he was a kid, a dog bit him on the face and then he choked it to death. And we're like, holy fuck.
What?
Yeah, so
I choked that bitch. Whoa.
Yeah, because he was talking about like the dog bit him and like clamped him in a way that he couldn't open his mouth to scream, and it like wouldn't let go because it was caught. And he was like 10 or 11, and he like choked it to death. And like,
oh my! So he killed a dog in his arms?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're gonna die, you got like, what are you gonna do? Are you not gonna defend yourself? You're gonna let the dog while you're gonna? Well, I almost yeah. Don't.
Moral of the story: Golden Retrievers, third bitiest dogs.
Are they really?
Yeah, apparently, like they're like in the top like list of dogs that bite. Golden Retrievers are like third. So
third bitiest dogs.
Yeah, so people don't know that about Golden Retrievers. They bite a lot more.
First bitey. What is the first bitiest dog?
I don't know. He said he wasn't sure. He knows Chow was one of them, but he wasn't sure if they're first or second. But that makes sense for Chows. But yeah, Golden Retrievers. You would think everybody's like, oh, Golden Retrievers are great. No, third bitiest dog.
Dogs that bite the most. I'm actually interested in this because I don't know, dogs. Yeah, everybody says pit bulls. Yeah, I don't know, I should have guessed that. Pit bulls, Rottweilers. See, I say things differently, and it's totally okay.
You also just had a stroke, so.
Yeah, well, it comes with the territory. But yeah. Anyway, did you have more things going on in your week?
I'm trying to remember. I don't. I don't remember. I've got things in my life that I don't feel like talking about.
What? Wait, when has that ever stopped you before?
All the time. All the time. Listen, I just don't want to. I've got a character on this show. A character that relies on one very specific aspect to this character, and honestly, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin that character. I don't want to ruin people's perception of me.
You've been playing a character this whole time. So like
no, I mean I've been living that character. It's just like I'm trying to not be so much of that character in real life.
I think it's actually really funny because sometimes I'll have people that know me that listen to the show, and then I come back out into real life, and I'll be kind of expected to be entertaining or something like that. It's like I just feel like being off right now. This is like it's funny because I mean of course I like getting laughs, and I think the biggest thing for me, the reason that I've been really sentimental this week too. It's kind of, I don't know why, but I kind of like in our like host chat. I'm talking to the listeners, not you, Eric. In the host chat, I was like, guys, you're the best. I love doing this show. We've done a lot of episodes, and you guys are great. You guys, I was like drunk talking. I was like drunk texting on Facebook Messenger, and then Eric's just like, you again, and Ike's just like, shit's weak or whatever he said. I'm like,
yeah, I was like, I was just sitting here because I use Facebook messaging for like, there's someone I'm talking to on Facebook Messenger. So I hear the ding and I get all excited, and it's just fucking Joe going like, guys, I just want to say I have been talking to Scott lately, and then like I love doing this show. I'm like, yeah, that's great. And then I'm like, a the while passes, ding. I'm like, oh yeah. And then it's like, hey guys, you want to get what do you want to talk about this week? You're not you up? Yeah.
Yeah, you up? It's like, it's Joe. It's 3 p.m. I'm up. What do you want? Oh man.
And then I'm like, okay, yeah, fine. And then like fucking like Ike's like whatever. And then like I'm like, okay, conversation over. Then bing, just an animated GIF from Supernaturals. And I'm like,
what? Eric, you cannot expect one. It's the Facebook ding. It's not the I'm trying to court someone ding, or it's the ding for Facebook. That means I understand you get excited about it, but more people can talk.
It's kind of a Pavlovian thing now. No.
I understand, but also I'm heightening that because if you've studied the Pavlov dog experience or test or whatever the hell it is, experiment, that's the word I'm looking for. If you do not reward the subject every time, it actually heightens.
Yeah, I know. This whole week has been a series of people contacting me over Facebook Messenger that I wasn't expecting to contact me, and being like, oh God damn
it. So everyone, listeners, friend Eric on Facebook, give it a go, and make sure you send him a direct message. It'll make him really excited, or it'll train him to be disappointed. Remember, we need Eric disappointed to keep the funny in the show. I did this, I actually wanted to talk about this week. I made a post on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, Joe Q-Car on Facebook. Go check me out. You can be my friend, and I won't unfriend you as long as I know who you are. So did you see this at all? I don't expect that you...
Probably, but remind me what the hell it is you're talking about.
So I wrote this here on Facebook. I said, I always unfriend people on their birthdays. I figure no one will notice, but it's mainly because the Facebook birthday reminder... I'm screwing up my own reading. Basically, I unfriend people on their birthdays because Facebook reminds me that I don't know who someone is. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
because I just kind of skimmed that, and I was just thinking that's a dick move. It's like everybody who has a birthday I unfriend, but I get that idea of like it's like
you didn't read the whole post. It's not a dick move.
Having heard you explain it, it makes a lot more sense because like I'll often like sit here, like I'll open up Facebook and I never get like big messages, but in the corner it'll be like it's so and so's birthday, and it's like some dude who listened to not this podcast, but like a previous one or something like that years ago, who probably has no interest in anything. I'm already looking at like I've got a bunch of people on that have birthdays this week, and the only one I know is my mother.
So this is what happens. Like, so Facebook has the little notification up there.
One is just for a podcast that I've never heard of. I guess it's a person who like friended me and is a podcast. I don't know who this is, but I also don't give a shit. Like, I'm not gonna.
Well, I used to take the Facebook birthday thing too seriously, and now I have it's like I can't just be bothered unless you're.
But thank you for reminding me to check, because my mom's birthday's coming up and I almost forgot.
You're welcome. But see, I made this post and I was like, hey, I unfriend people on Facebook because Facebook reminds me that I don't know who this person is, and then it makes me feel bad because it's like I forgot about a human's actual existence. I have no recollection of this person, and I feel terrible because maybe they know who I am, but I'm too embarrassed now to be like, hey, where did I know you from? So I just unfriend them, right? And so I got a lot of mixed results. Even somebody liked, like a lot of people liked the status, but other people said it was sad.
I mean, maybe this person knows you or like is just kind of following your shit and like looking at your shit. That's why I've never unless somebody's like being like, I stop. I think I don't add people generally anymore that I don't know, but nobody that I don't know usually seeks my friendship on Facebook. But the listeners that I when I was adding listeners and stuff that added me, they don't bother. Most of them I'm probably unfollowed, so I never see their stuff, and they probably either unfollowed me or like look at my stuff occasionally, and that's fine because there's nothing on there. I keep my Facebook pretty fairly public anyway, so you don't even have to, I think, be friends with me to see all the shit that's on there anyways.
Yeah, and I make my Facebook pretty private unless you're my friend, because I just don't want random people seeing some of the posts and stuff. But the whole conversation took a really weird turn because people were like, hey, my birthday's next week. Am I still gonna be your friend? And I got a bunch of direct messages by people that just wanted to make contact with me, and then I felt like a really big asshole because it's like, oh, now I'm the one saying hey, you better talk to me, otherwise I'm gonna fucking unfriend you. And so I ended up feeling worse because now it's like I'm fishing for friendship. The whole post it was a really interesting post because it got a big reaction out of people, and I didn't expect it. I just expected it to get like 5 likes and just go away, just like any other post I did. And just kind of the reaction was not what I expected at all. In fact, I had a bunch of listeners reach out to me. This gentleman named Mike was like, I'm rather surprised you kept me as a friend. And then I direct messaged him. I'm like, I'm surprised that you've continued to be my friend since you haven't listened to any of my stuff in 300 episodes, because that's what he messaged me. I'm like, why would you continue being my friend if you don't listen to any of my things?
Well, you don't post that much, at least in my opinion, enough to be obnoxious.
I try not to be. I try to post good stuff, Yeah. I try to keep it good. But yeah. Well, it's not. I tried to not be mean about it, but I understand why people took it the way they did, and I got some mean messages. So, yeah, sorry if I unfriended you and you want to be my friend. It's not me. It's not me. It's you. Yeah, I'm just sick with that. It's not you. It's me. So, public apology about Facebook friendships and online friendships.
Guys, while this is all going on, people are congratulating me for getting on a sketch team. So I apologize if I had to answer texts from all my friends. It's weird. I've never, I have friends now that think about me and ask me these things. I friends in the community, that apropos of nothing, say things to me, like my buddy Jordan, who keeps texting me about it. So yeah, it's a weird situation for me.
Hey, we got some changes happening going on here, so that's great.
Changes.
Well, let's change the subject a little bit after a quick break for our sponsors. Harry's.com. I'm just kidding. We don't have a sponsor for Harry's.com.
Fuck did you sign us up for? God damn it.
Harold.com is a guy. Anyway. I wanna give a promotion spot to ShoutEngine.com. If you want to start your own podcast, you can in under 5 minutes for free with ShoutEngine.com. All you need is a microphone, and internet connection, and some ideas, and preferably a voice. Although some people on our system, I had to hunt people down on Shout Engine this week because our SEO, our search engine optimization on Shout Engine is so damn good that we had a big wave of people come in that were a bunch of automated robots that they were doing voice to text podcasts. So they're like, the Plumber 5000 is an excellent plumbing device. So you can plumb the things. You can plumb drains with it. And it was this digital voice that was like,
Shout Engine so good, even robots use it.
That's exactly it. So I was like, but those bastards, I spent like an hour clearing out of all of their automated stuff, and then we had to put a script in to block them for doing that kind of stuff. So it's always interesting being on the admin side of this kind of stuff. But if you want to create a real podcast with the real voice, you can. ShoutEngine.com. Under 5 minutes, it's free, and we are having some big upgrades happen. I'm super excited. We got a lot of good things going on there. I'm just I can't wait. I want to talk about things, but I can't. Yeah, so go check it out. It's also full disclosure, I own part of that company. So take that for what you will. Another sponsor, we want to thank Audible. No, just kidding. We don't have
Stop. Why? What with the stuff?
What? I think it's fun. We should make up brands and promote them on the show.
No, but I mean, yeah, fake brands, but you're actively promoting real things that we could get money for. That's the difference.
Go shop on Amazon for Eric's peanut butter breakfast cereal.
No, you could tell them to, I don't know, buy my fucking book on Amazon.
What? Okay, why is it my job to do your advertising?
It's not. It's fine. I don't want you to do it. I'm just saying if you're going to, I said make shit up and you still continue to do real things. You're like, okay, I'll make shit up. AT&T has great phones.
Will you stop promoting that shitty company? God, how many times do I have to tell you?
I don't know. I'm a T-Mobile guy. T-Mobile, get more, or whatever the fuck their thing is.
Can you hear you now? Did you see? This is also another ad. Did you see that the Sprint got the Verizon guy? Can you hear me now? Good. And so Sprint has an ad where they're like trying to be all badass, and it's the Verizon guy like talking on his phone, walking on the street. He's like, I used to be with Verizon, but now Sprint's almost as good as Verizon. So now, fuck Verizon. And then he's like, can you hear that? Boom. And he like drops the mic and like gets into an Uber, and I'm like sitting there and looking at my wife, Sarah, and she's looking at me. I'm like, that was the worst commercial. I'm like, yeah, it was like they were calling, it was like a shitty rap battle or something.
Yeah, that's the cell phone commercials in America. I don't know if it's the same all over but in America, it is like a real shitty rap battle going on, because it was like, I forget, one of the like Sprint or AT&T was like, we got the fastest network, and that's just this weird thing like 3D rendered balls and then like some other company uses like the exact same 3D render thing. It's like Sprint says they got the fastest thing, but what they mean is blah 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 fastest blah blah blah. And then like a third company jumps in, and then like they go back and they have to counter.
They're like, we don't even use balls in our ad. We use Gantt, motherfuckers.
And then it's like, then there'll be like that, like 3D rendered balls falling down a chute on a screen behind literally Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy going, Sprinters and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's this weirdest, like, straight out of Compton, but just the whitest thing. Like,
it's corporate, you know, giant corporate billion dollars, billions
Dr. Dre, it's Dr. Dre and Ice Cube diss tracks, but the weakest, most mayonnaised version of it.
It is. That's the cell phone wars. We're gonna read about it. There's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be like straight out of Seattle. Seattle, Washington. It's gonna be a hit 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And then who's that guy that plays in every role? That he was a white guy, beard.
Paul Giamatti.
That's the dude. You're so good for me, Eric. I'm so glad you can do that. Yeah, Paul Giamatti's gonna be in the movie as like a corporate executive that's like finds Sprint. He's like, Sprint, you could do it. You could make your network 99% as good as that other guy. It's gonna be good. And then they all die of AIDS and stuff. So our main topic this week, I feel like I've scarred everyone at this point, is scars and how do we get them? And I immediately when Eric said this, I'm like, okay, we could talk about that. It sounds like a fun thing. And then I realized I have no scars. I don't have any physical scars that I could think of.
On me?
What? Yeah, I ain't got no scars on me, or at least none I can remember. And then I was surprised to hear that Eric, you don't have that many scars either, right?
I only have a few. I've got more than I'd like. I've got two, like one on kind of this eyebrow here that's kind of faint and hard to see unless I scrunch. And I've got one on my eyelid here that's hard to see unless you get real close. I don't know if they show up in the videos. And both of those are from when I was an infant. Two separate incidences that required stitches. And I don't remember because I was
You were a baby, yeah.
I was a toddler or whatever. And one was like me walking in the corner of a glass table, and then one I was just at the babysitter and I was crying when somebody wasn't looking at me, and then fucking like I was bleeding out the head. I don't know. I don't know. Those are the two face scars I have. And then I've got the one I dislike the most is I've got one on my wrists right here that is I fell off my bike in like 7th grade and scraped it real bad, but not terrible. But then because I was a dumb kid, I picked at it. So it's just this really gnarly scar. It looks like a burn scar. Like I just have this little lima bean sized burn, but it wasn't a burn. It was just a scrape that I picked at, which blows. The same with
so like your most badass thing is something you picked at until it hurt you.
I just picked at it and it just didn't heal right, and then
this is what I was saying. I was like, I'm super excited about this, and then I'm like, wait, I don't have any scars, and then I've come to find out Eric's like, oh yeah, when I was a baby, I got a little one right here. I wanted you to like, yeah, I was actually a captive on a pirate ship, and they beat me here and here. Like I was ready for some like gruesome story, but so I was like, does emotional scars count? Because we have lots of those, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, like short of just falling off a bike, and one time I did a sweet barrel roll off of a mini bike while I was racing another mini bike. This is why my mom did not want me to have a motorcycle, by the way, because I want to race everything. And I just so happened to race somebody and then fall off and do a sweet barrel roll and got a pretty nice scar on my hand. But you can't really tell because, it's a fucking hand and then it has, it's all wrinkly and stuff. But emotionally, I'm sure you have some other stuff in there, right? Like, is there a time in your childhood that sticks out like, ouch, that hurts? Like that this is a core memory.
I don't know. I was a pretty happy kid. Like I did not have too much adversity in my life. And I mean my parents got divorced, but not till I was 17. And that was actually the most traumatic thing. Like I mentioned a story before, like when I was like 14 or 15 and my dad bought me the wrong paintball gun for my birthday. That was like the worst thing that happened to me till my parents divorced, which even wasn't that bad. But the biggest thing was like my parents were refinancing the house or selling the house or something like that. They required my dad to be there to sign it so that in doing so, my mom would then like not have to pay for the mortgage for a month, and she was going to use like some of that money to get me a car. And then like my dad couldn't make it, and then they didn't get to sign it. And I thought, shit, now I'm not going to get a car. But then I eventually got a car because everything always works out for me because fucking yay, because I'm the star of my own movie. So like I really have not had too much adversity in my life.
Okay, let me. Okay, so something that scarred me for life is the fact that I am so afraid of like winged bugs that sting. I have a unbelievable fear for these things, and I didn't realize why I was so scared of it until I was hanging out with my mom like for Mother's Day, and we were at like a flower patch or whatever the hell you call them, a greenhouse, I don't know. And there was a bee around. She started freaking the hell out. Yes, bees. Eric in the chat room, you're right. That's the bug I was looking for. Bees, and also wasps and hornets and all that stuff. She started freaking out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's freaking out. And then I like the fear of every fear ever just inside of my body happened, because it's like my mom's scared. And then like my little child inside of me was like, I'm super scared too. And then I'm like, wait, I'm not really that scared of that. And
well,
like,
when you're a kid, it's like
if your mom's scared of something,
you look to your parents to protect you. And if they're more scared than you are, then you're like, it must be fucking dangerous.
Right. So like I realized this on Mother's Day. I'm like, Mom, you're the reason I'm so scared of bees. This is not to say that's the worst thing ever, because I mean, she's done a lot of great other things that make me who I am today, and I'm super proud of that. But I was like so mad. I'm like, all these freaking years I've been scared of bees, and it's because you're irrational fear of bees, and it's in me now. So I've been working really hard to just like to not freak out whenever I'm seeing a flying bug with a stinger on it, and I'm just like sitting there like, okay, play it cool. Play it cool. But I am totally emotionally scarred for that, because it takes like every ounce of my being not to just be like a whimpering mess, like running away. Like you don't want some 250-pound guy freaking out on a bus, like flailing his arms around, being all sweaty and scared because of a bee. So thanks. That was a little bit of scar.
I feel like I don't really have any like crazy fears or anything like that. I have like reasonable, like I'm not afraid of heights within reason. Like I have a reasonable fear of heights. Like it's not like, oh, I don't want to be up there. It's like, this is really high and I should be afraid of this. Or like I don't have an irrational fear of bees, but if I'm around, like if there's like a bee, I'm fine. But if I'm around a swarm of bees buzzing, I'm gonna freak out, because you should be afraid of that. Like just like
I'll tell you one time, speaking about bees, you know what? This is awesome. Brady, our longtime and superstar listener, Brady, is actually a beekeeper, and I totally blanked on that. I've seen his posts on Facebook and everything. He's a beekeeper. And Atish says, Atish is my friend, and apparently they're going to hook up and get some bees going, and that's going to scare me or something. I don't like their plan in the chat room. If you want to read the whole thing, go to the chat room, justcoolenough.com/live. But even thinking about it, I was on a zero-turn lawnmower out in Pennsylvania, just helping someone mow their lawn because I wanted to play around on a tractor. I like mechanical stuff, as you know. And he was like, yeah, you can mow the lawn. It'll be fun. Have fun. Go for it. I didn't realize that he was a beekeeper. And I am just having a good time. I'm getting like really close to this fence that's like, I'm like, oh, that's an electric fence. I should not get that close to that. I could have fried my nipples off or whatever. And so, dodging all the obstacles, having a good time. And then I'm like, what are those boxes over there? And I get really close to the boxes and I see the bee swarm come out. I'm like, oh shit, oh my gosh, go run away. So that was one time where I was scared of bees, and that didn't scar me because I feel like if I'm on a motorized thing, I'm like super powered, so I can be like, I'll get away, I'm on a lawnmower, don't worry about me.
Like you're going faster walking, but you just feel like you're really gunning it on this lawnmower.
Yeah. I'm like, the sound of the lawnmower will keep them away. No, it actually makes them angrier. If you have any questions for a beekeeper, let me know. We have a listener who's a beekeeper. Actually, I want to learn more about that. I'm going to have to talk to him. If you want to talk to us, we have our Facebook. Go to facebook.com/justcoolenough. Is that it? Is it JCE Show? Oh my gosh.
It should be JCE Show.
It is.
No, it's Just Cool Enough.
Hey, all right.
Facebook.com/justcoolenough.
Go to facebook.com/justcoolenough and give us a like over there. It seems like we're always floating around 400 99 likes, and then we get above 500, and then two people are like, "Fuck your show! You don't deserve to be on 500 likes." And then we lose them. So it's just kind of fun to watch that.
I felt bad for. There's a YouTube channel that I watch, and they like just hit like 1 million subscribers, and it was like I was I follow them on Twitter, and they were like, "Yeah, we did it!" You know, they were posting and then like 2 days later, one of them posted an image and just said "recork the champagne," and they were at like 960,000. I was like, oh, Jesus. They lost like 400,000. Like that's a lot to drop. Like what the fuck?
Wow, it's like once you hit 1 million, YouTube does like an audit for bot subscribers.
Yeah, that must have been something. Because they were like, "Woo, we got 1 million," and then like they even like one of them posted like the official email from like YouTube that they send, like, "Congrats on the 1 million subs," and then it's like, yeah, it's like that. It's like that's 40,000 subs. You just kind of fucking just evaporated. I don't know
that's yeah. See, that's how it is on our like. I'm like, all right, yeah, 500. It fluctuates. It's like I
was like that for a while. Like I was fluctuating around like 800 for the longest time. Like I'd never quite hit that, and I was kind of like floating. And then I started doing the saving throw show, and that bumped me up, and now I've been like solidly just above 800. But I'm only 812 followers on Twitter, so any moment that's just gonna take a nosedive. I know.
Yeah, I get a lot of bot accounts on the Twitter. Like every day, it's like, "Hey, this person followed you," and then I look at this thumbnail, like make it bigger. I'm like, "That's just porn. You're not a real person. Thanks for everything." The internet make me so sad. Well, so you can't think of anything that from your childhood that may have scarred you for life?
No, because like as I said, I'm a pretty good. Like I don't know. I mean, it's unless there's something I'm suppressing. Because I remember.
Oh yeah, this is the show. We need all the dirty stuff, the terrible things to just really come out. That's it. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Don't uncover any suppressed things. I don't want you to be that sad. That's what I'm trying to.
Because I never really had any issues as a kid, and it was weird because I was a lot, apparently as a baby and a toddler, I was a lot more confident about certain things. Like I don't know, and I don't know when I decided that I would be this person rather than that person, but that's just kind of fuck if I know.
You made a conscious decision, like, I'm not gonna have any of these episodes. Maybe I'm just more dramatic than you are.
Yeah, I mean, technically, based on the Facebook conversation I've been having during the show, I should probably be devastated right now, but I'm not.
Good. I'm glad things are going your way. The problem with Facebook conversations during the show is that you can never be as clever as you want to be because you're supposed to be listening to me talk.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a Facebook conversation, talk to you, answer the several different people who've been texting me, congratulating me. So it's
Eric,
this weird.
I know you're a famous sketch writer now and everything, and you made like a really funny one and all that stuff, but you still have to focus on the show unless. I'm
just saying, I heard the ding again, and I know who the message is from, and I want to look, but.
So you take it and you put it on silent. How long have we been doing the show? Why did you just regress 200 episodes just now?
I feel like I'm where I need to be. I'm focusing on things that the real important shit. I talk to you all the fucking time.
No, I talk to you all the fucking time. You just sit there and listen.
True, and it's great because then it gives me a chance to jump in on my correspondence. You know?
See, this is the kind of stuff that scars people for life.
Yeah, you're
right.
right.
I was in a really bad relationship. Like 20 years from now, I'm going to be talking to a psychoanalyst, whatever they are, life coach. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
a therapist. That's the thing. And I'm going to be like, I was in a really abusive podcast relationship.
Speaking of scars, I don't know if it counts as a scar, but like a few months ago, I hit my arm against a wall and scraped it, and then I kept like hitting it and re-scraping it. So it's not as bad as the one on my wrist, but it's like a slightly discolored circle now, and I'm hoping that goes away. But if it doesn't, then I've just got this slightly discolored bit on my that looks like a birthmark now, but it was definitely not there like 3 months ago.
It's the dark mark.
Yeah, the dark mark, the black spot. I've got a couple on my fingers from some bad cuts, but that's about it. I don't have a lot of scars.
I've given the worst scar I've ever given was when I folded down a van seat on my youngest brother Mikey onto his foot, and the van seat that we had the seats folded up to put a load of things into the van, and he was 3 years old or whatever, had his foot at the where the van latch connects to the seat, and I slammed this van seat right on his foot, and it went right through. And that was in Florida while we were on vacation. I was like, oops. It was weird because you could see mostly through it, but it didn't bleed a lot. So I would like to issue a formal apology to my youngest brother, Mikey, who is now 19 and definitely has a scar on his foot because of me. So I've given scars to people. Whoa, this actually reminded me of another time where my second youngest brother, I slammed his hand in a van door before too. So that happened. Yeah, see? What have you given scars to anybody?
Not that I know of. It's possible. I'm trying to think of like shit that I did to people. Like,
you have like a really hard purple nurple or something.
I feel like I did something at some point, like I injured somebody in a way that. But I don't remember the details. Like it was so long ago, and it must not have been a big deal. But I remember at some point I did something to somebody, and they were injured from it. But I don't remember any of the details, and it must not have been seriously.
Did I ever tell the story about when I broke that kid's ankle?
Yeah, but you can tell it again about how you're terrible at soccer, so you make up for it with extreme violence.
Well, it was a little bit of the column A, like you're talking about. And it wasn't I was terrible at soccer. I was just really slow. And I was slid in as another person was sliding in. And then I felt this terrible pop and click and snap. And you heard the noise. So I was on one wing and the other guy was on the other wing. And we both came into the center and slid at the ball. We both missed the ball totally and just broke this kid's ankle on the field. And that was pretty dramatic when that happened. And then the ambulance was there, and as the guys were picking them up on the stretcher, that's when one of my brothers, when somebody's injured, everybody claps like when they get up and stuff, and like under 18 soccer or whatever. Well, my brother started to clap as the paramedics were lifting him up into the ambulance, and that wasn't really great etiquette because then all the parents started booing and yelling at my brother who was on the sideline cheering the game along. And so yeah, I mean, I bet you that guy has a scar, maybe some metal in his ankle and stuff. So, but the human body's very.
Assuming he still has a foot.
He'll never play soccer again. They had to amputate his foot since the J train hit him. That was an actual nickname. But if that, I don't know. Is that a condescending nickname or what? Or I always liked it. I embraced that nickname. I thought it was great. It's like, yeah, I'm a train. It's like that's kind of like a linebacker nickname, not a soccer player nickname. But I came from a factory town, so what are you supposed to do?
The J train sounds like a football, like linebacker or something.
It does. It does not sound like something like
not a soccer fullback or whatever.
Right? Like you expect like a soccer player to be like skilled and elegant.
They would call him like Speedy or Legs or something. Like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they did call the guy Speedier Legs until the J train had a piece of him. Bow! Boop,
now they call him Gimpy McGee.
Gimpy. They're like, oh, well, he was Speedy. Now we got to call him Isn't the J train what the Germans used in World War II?
I mean,
that is a comment from our chat room, and I hope not. God, I hope not.
I mean, if it is, that's what he said, not me. So that's all him. I've been distracted in several different conversations other than this one. So it's not me. It's not me. I just want to say it's not me.
It's not. Okay, good. I really hope that's not the case. But if it is, that was a funny little Easter egg that some German or some Nazi guy made. Maybe it started as a terrible joke.
I mean, do you have to make it? Is that your emotional scar that you have to make everything worse? You can't just leave it. You can't just ever just leave something and move on. You have to like comment on it. And
well, I don't know. I'm trying to get your attention because you're just like, like you're out in La La Land over here. Your heart's aflutter and you're
I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now. Okay, I'm trying to keep it together.
I mean, like. Are you scarred?
Not yet. I don't know.
Well, I hope it scars you, and then we can come back to this great topic that you came up with.
Well, I'll just let you know that maybe by next week I won't be happy anymore, and I'll be back to being funny again.
We can only hope. I'm going to send my thoughts and prayers to you.
Well, that's the only way you can solve it.
Yeah, I'll send all of those your way, and then you'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So yeah, that's pretty much that's the way the cookie crumbles. Eric is totally out and hanging out with Facebook friends, and I'm just gonna sit here. I could always talk about cars. I mean, that's pretty good.
Or we can stop talking about all this bullshit and start plugging each other.
All right.
My plug for this week will be I shot a sketch with my sketch team. I wrote it. My buddy Ray on the team shot it. He works at Facebook, so he got some really nice cameras. And all my sketch team -1 is in it, besides Ray, who was directing it. And it turned out really well. I was pretty happy with it. And it went up on the Nerdish School Instagram and Facebook. So you can watch it on either one. It's just search like Nerdish School on their YouTube channel or their Facebook, and you can check out this sketch. It's short. It's under 2 minutes, and I think it's really funny. Blazers 33X said it was funny, so take that.
It actually made me LOL for realsies. I was like, where is this going? Where's this going? Ha, this is great. This is a great sketch. Good job. And I was like, whoever's the writer is probably going through some of the best times of his life right now.
He was
until he abruptly ended it during the show when he was emotionally scarred forever. The irony of talking about scars. I hope. Anyway, my plug for this week is first I have a thank you plug. I'm just going to plug you nicely. Thanks, Jack. You know who you are. The gentleman decided to buy me 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 Steam games on the Steam Summer Sale that were all on my wish list. So I got.
Oh wow, that's really nice. I mean, he bought me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. I don't know if it, but
okay.
But the price might have been equal on my 6 versus your 3.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna add that to the list of emotional scarring. But no, seriously, Jack, thank you very much. I'm not like a superstar like Eric over here with his 800 Twitter followers, but I don't often get games donated to me on Steam. So thank you very much. I totally appreciate it. If you want to be my friend on Steam, I don't know, message me on Facebook Messenger and I'll give you my name. But my real plug for this week is the video I was talking about earlier. It says the correct way to pronounce the word jive, and it is from the Idea channel. Go check it out. It'll be in the show notes at justcoolenough.com, and it is really eye-opening, and I'll give you a little insight into it. It argues that there is no correct way to pronounce it, and everybody's talking about it is an idiot for
Wait,
wanting.
you're telling me this made-up word that didn't exist like 3 weeks ago, it doesn't have a correct pronunciation?
I'm saying that there's a lot of ways you can pronounce it wrong or right. So go check it out. It's on the Idea channel, and it'll be on justcoolenough.com in the show notes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it was pretty great. Actually, I put the wrong link in the show notes, but now I'll copy the new one in. Maybe I'll even give it to the guys. You know, the live listeners. The live listeners have been immensely helpful to the show, and I'm going to link them to the video right now so they can see it for themselves because it's an excellent video, and they should go check it out. Whatever happened to Ike? We didn't even mention him.
Oh, I fuck if I know.
I thought he was with you.
I thought he was here. Is he not on the show?
Yeah, if we're quiet for long enough, maybe he'll show up. It's like the opposite of saying Beetlejuice. If you just leave a long silence, Ike will just be like, hi, I'm Ike.
You know we can't leave a long enough silence with it before one of us starts talking.
Even when you're distracted, that's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
See?
that's...
There you go. You tried it, and you couldn't even do it.
No, you're totally right. Okay, let's try that again one more time.
I'm drinking Arnold Palmer. See, I can't do it. I can't.
You know what I was thinking? I was like, you know, it'd be really funny if we just are quiet, and then that's how we just end the show in silence, and then we could just put like a little bit of Ike's voice, like right at the end, where he's just like, eh.
Oh, so you want to lie to the listeners? You know what, Joe? Fuck off.
Oh!
I tell the truth to them. I tell the truth to them.
Dude. Aww.